Hello friends and welcome back to Mechanistic Pharmacology. Today we are going to learn about part 3 of antiviral agent, that is anti-influenza drugs. So let's begin with the learning. Influenza or flu. Friends, influenza is a common viral infection. In other words, we can call it as flu. It is one of the contagious respiratory disorder caused by influenza virus. This acute respiratory infection affects nose, throat or lungs. Friends, commonly it spreads very easily with a rapid transmission and it can spread up to 1 meter. So, it spreads either via contact with the mucosal secretion of a person with the infection, such as when a person sneeze, cough or talk. Now, when we consider epidemiology of influenza, it can affect all age group, but commonly it affects children, pregnant women and elderly. Healthcare workers are also commonly affected by this virus. Symptoms may include cough, fever or chills, sore throats, stuffy or runny nose, muscle pain and headaches are the common symptoms occurs after influenza. Other complications may include bronchitis, ear infection, sinus or pneumonia. Friends, this acute respiratory infection clinically diagnosed when swab is taken inside of the nose or back of throat for influenza virus identification. Now let's learn something about influenza virus. Friends, influenza is an enveloped virus, comes under family Orthomyxoviridae. The genome of influenza made up of single-stranded segmented RNA and it is enveloped by the lipid bilayer. Friends, there are 4 types of seasonal influenza viruses. Influenza A, which is more severe as compared to influenza B, and influenza C as well as influenza D, they are detected to the level of less frequency. Now, incubation period. Friends, influenza virus rapidly transmitted from one person to other person, but the incubation period consists of 1 or 2 days, after which symptoms like cough, sneezing, sore throat elicits. Now, disease progression. How this influenza virus progress and causes symptoms like cough, fever or chills. So friends, here it causes a selective attack and destruction of ciliated epithelial cell of the upper respiratory tract, bronchial tube or trachea. Now let's understand the structure of influenza virus. Friend, it is one of the hypothetical structure of influenza virus. So, as we already know that virus are intracellular parasite and their replication is entirely depend upon the metabolic process of host cell. So friends, the outer structure of influenza virus constitutes of a lipoprotein envelope that is antigenic in nature and contains some glycoproteins. So here M2 protein and hemagglutinin, they are the type of protein that are responsible for the process of adsorption, or in other word we can say attachment. So friends, with the help of M2 protein and hemagglutinin, this virus can introduce or absorb inside the host cell. As we all know that any virus can enter inside the host cell for their process of replication. So the process of attachment is done by this type of protein. Secondly, it constitutes of a enzyme neuraminidase. This is extremely important, so that this enzyme causes release of progeny virus via process of fusion, so that the process of replication begins. Friends, lastly, it consists ribonucleoprotein as well as nucleocapsid, into which they introduce genome inside the host cell, and they use the machinery of host cell for the process of replication. Finally, transcription and translation followed via viral assembly, and lastly budding done, and the release of virus occurs so that it can infect other host cell. So for the process of replication, ribonucleoprotein and nucleocapsid of influenza virus is responsible. Heading towards its replicative cycle. Friends, let us consider these are the hypothetical structure of influenza virus as well as host cell. So a very first process towards the replication of virus is the process of attachment, that is also called as adsorption. So friends, the lipoprotein envelope of influenza virus get merged with the host cell, so that it can cause the replication of its genome. This is the first process called as adsorption. So the receptor present over the cell surface of host cell, they attached via glycoprotein present on the influenza virus, so that the process of penetration begins. Friends, after this process, viral uncoating as well as transfer of viral genome occurs. After the process of penetration as well as attachment, influenza virus is introduced inside the host genome. This is called as viral uncoating or transfer of viral genome towards the host cell. Friends, now this viral RNA via enzyme RNA polymerase converts into cRNA as well as messenger RNA. Now again the enzyme RNA polymerase convert this complementary RNA into its viral RNA structure, and finally messenger RNA causes the process of transcription through ribosomes, so that the virus can replicate. Similarly, viral RNA is also take part in the protein synthesis. Now during this time, new viral progeny or synthesis of protein occur. Friend, these viral proteins now get assembled, and this process is called as viral assembly. Finally, after the process of viral assembly, budding as well as release of virus occur, so that it can infect other host cell. Now let us understand the first category of anti-influenza drugs, that is inhibitors of viral penetration and uncoating. Friends, up till now we had learned how this virus enter inside the host cell, uses the machinery of host cell for their replication, so that they can release the other virions and infect other host cell. Friends, the drugs include in this category are amantadine, rimantadine as well as docosanol. Friends, amantadine is one of the prototype in this category, and rimantadine as well as amantadine both are tricyclic amine. However, they are unrelated to any nucleic acid precursor. Friends, these drugs inhibit the replication of influenza virus as well as a little on influenza B, and they mainly act via inhibition of viral penetration as well as uncoating. So, friends, here they inhibit both these steps so that the transfer of viral genome does not occur inside the host cell machinery. Friends, the common mode of action of these drugs includes inhibition of M2 protein as well as they prevent hydrogen mediated dissociation of ribonucleoprotein. Friends, these drugs they act on viral M2 ion channel which is present on the viral membrane so that the hydrogen reflux occur, and during this process this virus can transfer its genome inside the host cell. Friend, other mechanism include that they have their impact over the late stage of viral assembly, so that the viral proteins when they synthesize these drugs inhibit at this stage and they inhibit these protein so that assembly does not occur. We all know when viral assembly not occur, the process of budding as well as release of other virions does not occur. So, this is the mechanism of this drug. Friend, common side effects include nausea, anorexia, insomnia as well as dizziness. Friends, resistance to this category occur due to mutation of the M2 channel. When the mutation occur, the resistance develop. Oral administration is 100 milligram BD for 5 to 7 days is recommended generally for the treatment of influenza. Now, the second category into the anti-influenza drug is neuraminidase inhibitors. Friends, before going towards the drugs, let's understand something about neuraminidase. So, neuraminidase is one of the enzyme or protein present on the host cell surface. It is one of the virulent factor that causes release or entry of virus into the host cell. Friends, it is a type of carbohydrate, comes under category of sialidase. It cleaves sialic acid present over the cell surface and thus allow virus to infect other host cell. Finally, friend, it releases the progeny virus so that the infection or rapid transmission begin from one cell towards another. Neuraminidase inhibitor, these drugs they work to block this enzyme present over the cell surface. Now, drugs include in this category are oseltamivir, zanamivir, peramivir as well as lenacapavir. Friend, these drugs they inhibit this virulent factor, that is a type of carbohydrate present over the cell surface, so that the release of virions to infect other host cell is inhibited. Friend, common side effect of this category is nausea, abdominal pain, headache or diarrhea. Friend, neuraminidase inhibitor they can attack both type of influenza, type A as well as type B. Now, the duration of treatment, it starts with the first 2 days of the onset of illness, and these drug can reduce the infection rate up to 92% also. These drugs are well tolerated and safe. However, they possesses some common side effect that you are seeing here. Friends, in this category, Zanamivir is one of the drug which causes bronchospasm additionally, and therefore it will be avoided in cases of asthmatic patients. Now, let's talk about something about the prevention of influenza virus. Friends, as we all know that this virus undergo a constant as well as rapid evolution due to variety of mutations, and this can affect all age groups, particularly children, pregnant women as well as elderly. Friend, this virus is spread very easily as well as very rapidly transmitted and can spread up to 1 meter. So, it leads towards the infection and becoming more virulent against human, as we already seen in the COVID era. Friends, due to overstimulation of immune system against new strain, this virus cause release of cytokines, particularly in inflammatory substance that affects the lung function. Therefore, there are few steps through which we can prevent the chances of transmission, or we can reduce the infection up to a level. So, first is maintaining a good health habits like covering your mouth during coughing. Wash your hands frequently. Few antiviral drugs that we had seen previously like neuraminidase inhibitors or uncoating inhibitors, so that these drugs can minimize the chances of transmission as well as infection towards other host cell. Few analgesics are also employed to control the fever like aspirin. Lastly friends, very importantly, routine immunization like vaccination against influenza every year must be done with proper cure, so that we can prevent this acute respiratory infection caused by influenza virus. Finally, these are the references which I had taken for the study, and with that I wanted to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this learning by mechanistic pharmacology. And therefore friends, if you like, do subscribe, support, share and comment, and as always stay tuned. Thank you very much.